More from Paul Helmke.
Those problems contribute not only to the situation in Mexico, but they're contributing to the violence on our streets daily. Vice President Biden talked the other day about 6,000 or 7,000 dead in Mexico from the drug wars. We have that many dead in the United States from drug wars on our own streets, and we need to do something about it here.
In places like Chicago, where handguns have been banned since 1982, in Washington, D.C., where you couldn't legally own a firearm, where the Second Amendment was written out of the city code from 1976 until 2008. Some of the most violent cities in the Camden, New Jersey, where, again, in New Jersey, remember, in order to become a legal gun owner, you have to get pre-approval by your local police department. That would seem to take care of the problem of criminals getting guns, right, Mr. Helmke? I mean, if you have to go to your local police department and say, excuse me, officer, I would like to become a gun owner, well, we have to do a background check on you first. Come back in a couple of months, and we'll let you know if it's okay for you to be a gun owner. And then you got to go down to the gun store, and you got to get another background check, right? It would seem to me like that would cut down on the criminal zoning fires. And yet, Camden, New Jersey, Mr. Helmke, one of the most violent cities in America. Why is it that some of the most violent cities in America are found where some of the most restrictive gun laws are in place? That was a theoretical question, by the way. I know the answer. All right, we've got a little bit more from Paul Helmke before we got to take a break. Let's go back to the president of the Brady Campaign.
In Mexico. Other questions? You want to come in?
Cheap.
Ask some more if you want. Everyone else is shot.
We're here.
The import laws that you talked about.
The microphones are still working.
These are things that can be done at the executive level, or is there legislative?
Legislation is going to be needed. There's one issue that can be dealt with at the executive level, and that is there's some evidence that during the Bush years we stopped enforcing the restrictions on importing foreign-made assault weapons. And so we've been seeing, I believe, more weapons coming in from overseas that could be stopped with an executive order. But we need stronger laws on the books. Basically, we don't have, as I said, we don't have any laws to stop someone from selling .50 calibers. We don't have any laws to require background checks if you do it from a private seller. We don't have any laws restricting the number of guns you can buy at a time. If it's legal in this country to take a truck up to a gun show and fill it with military-style weapons, how is enforcing laws on the books going to help anything? If that's a totally legal sale, if we can outfit armies legally, as long as the credit card limit's big enough, we're going to have problems.
There's a limit to the reality of that, though, isn't there? I mean, if someone came with a truck and filled it up with those kinds of weapons, wouldn't that sort of set off alarm bells?
Well, you would hope that someone would notice, but it's not illegal. So
well, you'd hope somebody would notice. Mr. Helmke, I got to tell you, Mr. Helmke, know darn well that somebody driving a truck up to a gun store and filling up the back of the truck with guns, you know darn well that a multiple firearm purchase notice is going to be sent to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. You know that. I would hope that you would know that. I'd hate to think that the president of the Brady campaign doesn't know the gun laws in this country. Maybe that's why Paul Helmke thinks that they're weak or nearly non-existent. He just doesn't know a lot of them. Oh, man. All right, it probably is a good thing that I didn't go to this today. 17 after the hour. How much more of this do we have here? Do we have a lot? All right. We'll finish this up, or try to finish this up, the top of hour 3. I do have some other stories I wanted to get to, but oh boy. All right, it is 18 after the hour. When we